makes sense. But yeah, I'm ready.
All right, make sure the recording cuts in and we're all good. Whoop, that's the House of Mario. Whoops.
It's the wrong music.
Hey, you could hear that, could you?
Yeah. Well, I heard the first half second of it.
Yeah. Well, that's all I played. Yeah. All right.
Here you go, boys. Say, you both look like you got a furphy or two to tell.
G'day everyone and welcome to Crackin Furphys, the podcast where we catch up over a couple of cold ones. I'm your host Drew Agnew and joining me along the bar is my good mates Ash and Tom. Boys, how we going?
I am fantastic. I thought I'd change it up this week and not say super. I'm feeling real good.
What's better, fantastic or super? Hey, how we going this week?
Well, one of them is Mario and one of them I am. So probably super because Mario is better than me. I'm feeling good. What about yourself, Drew?
Oh, excellent, Ash. Going on a holiday tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. Getting away for a bit, which will be exciting. Haven't gone on a holiday in like 5 years, like a proper one.
Yeah,
literally.
we're actually recording off peak on a different night tonight on this week. Sorry, so that you can make your flight tomorrow, or your drive to begin with. I think.
Yeah. Does it make your thighs feel a bit different? Do they swell on a Wednesday compared to a Thursday, or is it pretty much the same?
Oh, my loins get nice and plump. I'm just going to leave it. You're going to let that one sit there. What about you, Tom? How are you?
Yeah, joining us is Tom McRobert. How you going, my friend?
I'm feeling pretty good, pretty well rested. Done myself a bit of a mischief over the weekend playing soccer. Come up with a pretty busted knee, so I've had a few days off work, sitting at home, recuperating, playing some games, catching up with this and that. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
No, it sounds good. I actually had an injury from soccer as well. I didn't notice until, say, Monday or Tuesday, but someone ran into me and elbowed me in the ribs, and it didn't hurt at all. I didn't think one bit of it until the day after. I'm like, oh, my ribs are a bit sore. And that night, I could barely walk. It was just like it went around to my back. I'm like, oh, I was struggling to walk. So now I'm really sore. I don't know if I cracked something or not, but yeah.
A furphy.
Yeah, I wish it was a furphy, but it might have been a rib.
Yes.
Cracking ribs. That's a different podcast. That's a very aggressive
I
show.
think Joe Rogan hosts that one.
Yeah, cracking ribs, not as much fun. But Tom, this is your first time joining us on Crackin Furphys, and I don't know if it's your first podcast in general. Is it?
I think I may have done one with you and Bryce previously.
Of course. Yeah, of course at PAX. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, we got half of that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, half the episode. Yeah, the other episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
They buggered it up.
Yep.
Well, it's probably I mean, that entire episode was just me ragging on Tom every time he tried to speak anyway.
To be fair, I did say a lot of dumb shit. So
I do remember the main thing I remember about doing that podcast at PAX was when we talked about...
Don't talk about indies?
Yeah, Drew, don't talk about indie games, but what did you start playing? And Tom is the first one to speak, and the first thing he says, I was playing this really good indie game.
I can't remember. Why did I say you can't talk about indie games? That sounds like
because we were going to get to indie games after. You were going to do a whole section for the indie games because there were so many of them. But and you were like, don't talk about indie games here because we'll get to these later. And Tom immediately, so I was playing this really cool indie game.
Came through like a brick through a window, just
like Ralph Wiggum through the living room window.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I can imagine I was just furious with the whole ordeal. It would have been just devastating.
I mean, you pulled a knife, so
I did. Jeez, mate.
It got pretty serious.
Maybe I was on something before I did the podcast. I don't remember that. I just remember saying, hey, talking about Smash Brothers or whatever it was that year. That must have been 2019 or something. Seems like 10 years ago. We've had the last couple of years gone. Mm.
Yeah, it was
It
the
was
first
2019.
first year that I was in Melbourne.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. And how's life back in the country? You've moved back from Melbourne. So how's it all going?
It's been good. It's readjusting. We can't go out and do whatever we want. I mean, not that people in Melbourne can do that anymore, but
We can do much less than you.
um, I don't know. It was strange coming from living in Melbourne and having so much on offer all the time to being in a partial lockdown, and then we got out before the lockdown got really, really bad. So we came home. We did 2 weeks isolation, and then we were right as rain. We could go out and live our lives freely, but obviously people in Melbourne have suffered a bit longer than we have.
Yeah, our lockdown just got extended for another 7 days today.
Oh,
Well, it was definitely going to happen. There was everybody knew like 3 days ago that it was going to be extended, but it just got confirmed today.
Yeah.
Daddy
that's rough.
Dan came out and told us. He let us all know.
aw. He's like Santa. He just keeps giving gifts, doesn't he?
He goes so far out of his way for us. He just keeps giving.
Just comes
No,
out.
to be fair, I actually like Dan Andrews. I think he's done as best as he possibly could have with all of this.
Yeah, I think he gave people too much freedom in the beginning, trusting them to do the right thing, and people just shit on him.
I think
They took advantage.
everywhere except WA did that to begin with, though, because they didn't realize how serious it was in the beginning, and then and since then it's been really good. Apart from the security at the hotels, at the hotel quarantine at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I still
definitely
laugh
wouldn't
about
like his
that.
job. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's pretty thankless.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
I'm just going to come out here and have press conferences and get shit on daily, pretty much.
He's doing his best to like save people's lives, and they're just like, "Fuck you, Dan! Open the state."
open the state, the pandemic's a myth.
But then all these same people are getting mad at Gladys Berejiklian for not locking down because it's going out of control there. It's like, well, you can't get angry at one for doing one thing, get angry at the other for doing the other, because then you're just going to be angry for the sake of being angry. You're not really like, nothing's good enough for you, is it?
Yeah, well, that's what the
People have been
newspapers
cooped
do
up
all the
too long.
time. Just depending on who's in power, just make up the story and sort of flex it however they want. But let's move it on from a bit of political stuff. What beers you drinking today, guys? I see you're both on the same stuff. I don't know. I've had one of those days because I've got a bit to do to get organised. So I've had like an energy drink at lunchtime, and that will probably do me until early morning. This day.
Energy
Oh,
drink.
baby. I think we're both on the Great Northerns. He's on the fancy glass. He broke out the
Ooh,
fine crystal for tonight's episode, but I'm on the cans.
fine
Well, they're
crystal
actually
stubby.
fine crystal hitting that shard. Yeah, no, they're actually. It's not mine. I had to pinch one from my housemate. I didn't have one ready because off-peak recording session is what I meant to say. I just wasn't prepared this time. I would normally go and get them on the way home on Thursday for podcast that night, but I just didn't cross my mind today when I was driving home because it wasn't Thursday. So I pitched one from my housemate, and I'm on the Great Northern, the super crisp.
Very
Goes down a
nice.
treat, this beer.
Yeah,
Crispy.
Great Northern is fantastic. I understand why you two boys chose it. That's for sure.
It's so easy to drink. It goes down like water.
Goes down like baby tears.
Oh, is that easy
Not
or
my
hard for you, Tom?
go-to.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 kids, so
Got plenty of tears to drink.
the tears flow.
Well, I'm
You'll
thirsty.
be in for learning that one soon enough.
Yeah, I will be. I'll be drinking those baby tears soon enough as well.
You'll have an endless supply.
Just what I need. Just some nice fresh baby tears. Like, I'll hold the vial up to its eye. Come on, mate. I'm thirsty.
Papa Drew's thirsty.
Yeah, knowing my luck, I have a really well-behaved kid, happy all the time. Like, God damn it. God.
Probably.
Just cry, you little shit.
No, I won't be. abusive father. I'll be a good dad. I'll be a good dad. Just
I
like
reckon
Tommy. He doesn't really drink his kids' tears. Only
No.
special occasion. Yeah, but not all the time.
But yeah, maybe. Every now and
Birthdays, you know?
then. My birthday, mate.
Gift to myself.
So, Tom, with this being your first episode, let's learn a bit about you. I don't know. It's always awkward being like, all right, tell us about yourself. And like, I know if people do it to me, I'm like, I don't know. My name's Drew, and I like to play some games, and I live on the farm. But apart from that, don't know what to say about myself. But what do you do for work? What are your passions in life? And where do you see yourself in the next 50 years? Real basic questions like that.
Ooh, next 50.
No,
well,
I'm joking
probably
about
at the
that
end
one.
of that 50, I'll be in the ground. But so at the moment, I've been a qualified chef and been cooking for a long time. I was in kitchens for about 10 years, but since moving home out of Melbourne, I've been picking up a lot more labouring jobs. I wanted something that was outside rather than being trapped indoors all the time. So I've been putting up sheds. I am a shed erection specialist at Blackbirds.
Oh, getting those erections up. Nice.
Mate, we will help you get it up.
Someone's got to.
Exactly. But passions of mine, as you can see, love my music behind me, and obviously I love to play games, which is how I connected with Ash. We went to high school together many years ago, as with yourself, and just kind of, we met up, I think, one evening playing Overwatch when that first came out, and then the rest is history. We've lived together, partied together, done a lot of different things together.
Ooh.
Mostly illicit. Let's not get into that.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's not true, by the way. I just threw that in for a laugh.
Yeah,
I'm pretty much just it.
People listening are just like, oh, nice. They're a nice little relationship. That's cute. Anyway. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm just a standard country boy. Love my soccer. Love going camping. Bit of 4-wheel driving. All that kind of good gear. Don't mind a bevy every now and then. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Oh, excellent, man. And now you're back in the country, or the state, sorry. You'll be able to go forward driving and stuff again, hopefully, when stuff's a bit more normal. Yeah.
Yeah. When Victoria stops locking down, we might sneak over to the river and pitch a tent or two, throw some rods in the river.
Yeah.
I think you might be waiting a while.
Yeah. Well, we've got to wait for the weather to warm up as well. It's pretty.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to go there in torrential rain, and the wind we've been having has been insane.
Yeah, it was rather wet here in the Mount today.
I did hear that there was a large downpour today. I've got eyes and ears everywhere, boys. You can't keep those weather infos away from me.
No, we can't. Oh, look, Tommy figured out our weather. How can we keep our big, deep, dark secrets if he knows our weather as well?
He's got them Chinese spies.
Don't get on TikTok, boys. I'll know your every move.
What, his phone's inbuilt weather app? Oh, he's got the information.
Planted the keylogger from Willy Weather.
All right, boys. Let's try and crack some furfies. All right. So, this is the part of the show where we bring 3 news stories to you, and one of them is a furphy potentially, or someone could just be just a really intelligent person and just have no furfies whatsoever. They're all true and they're just very knowledgeable, but that's not us. No, it's not. So I guess, Ash, would you like to go first? Try and
I would
present some
love
furfies
to
to
go
us?
first.
Nice.
Drusif?
Drusif.
Let me just get my stories up.
I don't-
Okie dokie. So, sorry. Story number 1. Fish with human-like teeth caught in North Carolina. Story number 2. Man who sexually assaulted Tickle Me Elmo wants charges dropped.
Ooh.
And story number 3. Icelandic man flips off camel. Camel bites his finger off.
Ooh.
Alrighty, so Jesus, that second one, holy shit! I reckon.
What a spread.
I don't know. Like, I guess really you shouldn't be charged over harassing a soft animal. Well, not a soft animal. It's not even an animal. It's just a soft toy. There's nothing wrong with that. It's really weird, especially because it speaks back to you.
He could have just had his hand up him.
Yeah, that's right. So,
He was just using it as it was meant to be used, and they're like, "What have you done? You've penetrated Elmo."
No, you don't penetrate Elmo. He's a good man. Leave him alone. All right. So I think it's definitely 2 or 3. I don't know about you, Tom, but I think I have seen the fish with human teeth caught getting around Twitter a fair bit.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that in my travels as well, and it's nightmare fuel. That
It is.
photo.
Yeah, it is.
It is absolutely horrible, isn't it?
It's like Ed the horse, but it's a fish. It's like
It looks fake. Like I just need to say, it looks like it is not real. It looks so fake. I'm like, that cannot be a real thing.
it's just someone's dentures inserted in a mullet.
Yeah, so that's worrying. So don't know. So let's try and work. Yeah, go
I
Tom.
want to say it's the camel biting the guy's finger off because Elmo's a national treasure.
He is.
So I feel like that could be true. And people would get really upset about Elmo being sexually assaulted.
So you can see
And the guy
you can see the sort of connection between being sexually attracted to Elmo. Is that what you're trying to put forward here?
Hey,
I've been to Tom's house. He has a lot of Elmo dolls. Just saying.
Nice.
Red's my favorite color, man.
Yeah, I love red as well. So yeah, no, I get it. Ash is wearing a nice red jumper at the moment. So yeah, I've got my eye on him as well.
Yeah, it's lucky you can only see me from the shoulders up. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, red pants.
There's an Elmo inserted on you from downwards.
And you want the charges dropped? Is that what you're saying, Tom? This is
That I didn't want to give it away, but
That's how he knew.
exactly.
well,
I didn't want to name names, but yes, it's me.
Well, yeah. Look. There's lots of things I've seen online or documentaries where I'm just like, that is strange. But if it doesn't hurt anyone, I'm not too worried. There was a documentary I saw where some guy is attracted to blow up pool animals, like the type of thing like kids would like put around them, like pool tubes, and they float around and stuff. This man was like, you know what? There's a giraffe, and I want to take it to bed and hug it and kiss it. And let's be naive and assume that's all. That's as far as it goes. But if you want to do that with, say, like a Tickle Me Elmo, and you can see why that would be useful because it vibrates and stuff as well. You don't have to get too creative to figure out where that's going. So it's a really quite useful toy for that aspect. Maybe it's weird. I don't like it, but if it's happening in someone else's bedroom and in their own house, do what you got to do. I don't know how they got caught for it, but we might find that out. What do you think about the last one, Tom?
Well, generally, I don't know a lot about camels. I'm putting that out there, but I know that they're not the friendliest of animals, being that they spit on people fairly regularly, and I don't know, just something about people flipping off animals and then getting their just desserts is great and funny, which is why I think that might be one that Ash is inserted into the headlines here.
Yeah,
You always seem to go real deep into my psyche with these news articles when they're mine.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, Ash, but when I think of a furphy, I get my meditation mat out, I cross my legs, I shut my eyes, and I really go deep into my psyche and try to pull something out, which I think could be true. And I think Tom might be onto something here. You might have pulled out some memory of a camel and that desire to really stick it to him. But of course, with all memories like that haunt us, we can't control them, and eventually it comes back and bites us. So I'm going to lock in number 3 as well. I don't know if that's what Tom would like to lock in.
Yeah, it's unanimous.
Number 3.
In 3, Eddie. All right, I can confirm that you are both correct.
Whoa.
Ding, ding,
You
ding, ding,
see?
ding.
Now that's a frothy fur.
That's a frothy furf, boys. Congratulations.
So I take it you want to hear about the man who sexually assaulted Tickle Me Elmo then?
Let's leave my private business out of it.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, a Michigan man who sexually assaulted a Tickle Me Elmo doll during a home inspection wants his charges dropped.
Home
now, I did read
inspection?
some of this.
During a home
and I
inspection? What?
Home invasion, was it?
No, home inspection.
Oh,
I'll skip.
wow.
I'll skip some of it because I've read a bit of it already, and some of it's useless. So, on March 12th, Van Leuven, who is the homeowner,
Not Tom.
sorry, he's the real estate agent. Yeah, okay. So on March 12th, Van Leuven, this is the guy that sexually assaulted the Tickle Me Elmo family.
Okay, this is way more.
Van
worse
Leuven
than
was
I thought it was.
conducting a home inspection for a potential buyer. 2 hours later, the homeowner, Jada Dodson, checked out her home security cameras remotely to see how the inspection was going and was horrified to see him allegedly remove Elmo from her son's bedroom and do the dirty to the doll.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I really need to...
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, no, the next bit's quite good. Van Leuven allegedly unzipped his pants and begun masturbating in our son's closet with his Tickle Me Elmo. Dodson testified at a recent court hearing, according to the website. All right, I don't think we need to go on any further than that.
All right, that's way worse than I thought it was. That's taking a kid's toy and doing that. That's not just
that's
in your own bedroom
Oh, yeah,
with your
it's
own property.
awful.
That's fucking awful.
When you're supposed to be doing a home inspection for someone to buy the house.
yeah. So just go check out the kitchen. They've just got new hot plates installed. I'm just gonna go to this kid's bedroom really quick. It's just something I need to check out.
Yeah,
Just don't bother me for the next 5 minutes or so.
that's the type of thing where they need to be put down, like that person. Honestly,
That guy definitely needs to be go to jail.
that is fucked.
And for him to demand to have those charges dropped,
Nah, bro.
Yeah, how?
on what grounds? You were in someone else's home.
Yeah, okay, so we don't need to hear about the fish because you guys already know about that one, so all right.
Yeah, the fish was a lot more wholesome. So, that's a silly looking fish.
That was pretty nightmare inducing though, that fish, to be honest.
Yes.
All right. So
Nightmare fuel.
we'll jump into my Furphys. So the first one is, got to accept to their cookies. Whoopsie doopsie. So first one is most expensive items listed on home insurance policies last year included Pokemon cards and stamps. The second one, teacher fired over confiscating rare Charizard card and selling it on Facebook Marketplace. And story number 3, 5 people have been arrested after trying to sell stolen red trading cards back to their original owner.
Ooh.
That's pretty funny.
So where are we going here, boys?
Well, I definitely think the first one is probably correct because during the pandemic, the prices of trading cards have just gone through the roof because lots more people have been collecting, been buying more, price been going through the roof. So that's gotta be true. Second and third ones, where are you sitting, Ash? I don't think a teacher would confiscate it and try and sell it on Marketplace, but I don't know.
I mean,
other
if
one-
the teacher knows how much it's worth and they confiscate it. But I think usually if you confiscate something, if it's just something that's... I don't think you can take it forever. I think you sort of have to give it back at the end of the day, usually. You know? Unless it's
Keepers, man.
unless it's like contraband, like something that you shouldn't have, then I think that they can take it and dispose of it or sell it on Marketplace. But yeah, I don't think that they would be able to take it and not give it back.
It does mention here that apparently there's been lots of bullshit going on with the cards, so they put in a policy that you don't get them back. So.
Oh, okay.
Is that just a very cleverly placed?
Well, it could
Bit of
be.
froth.
He's trying to lead us
Bit of
astray.
Just
There's a bit of head on that, Frothy.
Yeah, it could be. Could be a bit of extra shot of vodka in there. Well, there you go, boys. Have this year, bloody bastards.
I do like the flavor of the third one. The criminals getting their just desserts by selling stolen goods back to their owner. That's I mean, I hope that's true. but I don't know. I'm on the fence for both these two.
I'm going to go with number 2 is the Furphy.
I'm going to say it's number 3 because as much as I don't believe that a teacher would do that, I want it to be true.
Yeah, I want to be true. So that would make a great story, but nah, she's fake, mate. Nah, she's a Furphy.
I've been fooled again.
I got my shot of vodka in your beer, you bastard. I got you, Tom. Alrighty, so let's find out about the 5 people that got arrested for trying to sell the stolen cards back to the original owner. So the article's from pressstart.com.au, and it reads, "It's no secret that trading cards are currently experiencing a massive resurgence, with the Pokemon Company reporting a phenomenal 3.7 billion Pokemon cards during the physical year during 2021 and 2022. As many millennials evolve into their first-time parents, some of them are rediscovering Pokemon and Digimon, reliving fond memories of their childhood, and sharing the joys of collecting with a new generation of Pokemon trainers and Digitamers. The enormous popularity of trading cards isn't just about the heartwarming trips down memory lane or even hitting the jackpot with rare cards. As evidenced by this ridiculous report from South Australian Police Department earlier today."
South Australian.
Yeah, according to the SA Police, 5 individuals have been arrested in connection with a break-in and theft at a gaming store located in Adelaide's CBD. The burglary occurred sometime between Monday night and Tuesday morning, and the group took off with a large number of rare Digimon trading cards, as well as a few brand new board games. In a stunning act of senselessness, one of the suspects returned to the very same store around lunchtime on Tuesday to inquire about the value of the stolen cards. Fucking idiot. Staff at the shop called the police, and the suspect then led the officers to a nearby home where they found a majority of the missing cards and games, as well as 2 additional suspects. Taking the phase returned to the scene of the crime to an absurd level of literalism. Another member of the group returned to the store a few hours later, also with the intention of valuing and selling the stolen cards. Incredible! A 41-year-old, a 41-year-old Burla man, and a 30-year-old Adelaide woman, and a 28-year-old Adelaide man, and a 28-year-old Selton man. Jesus Christ, what's it saying? Every single person. They have no fixed addresses and have all been charged with offences including a serious criminal trespass, unlawful possession, and theft by receiving. A 6th person is being sought by police. So, yeah, fucking idiots. Buddy, there's some
hip new age gypsies trying to rob places and then sell them back their goods.
Look, there's so many resources to figure out what the price is. You don't go back to where you stole from. Hey,
No,
this Charizard you had, how much was it? Oh, I stole it. I just really want to sell it, but I've got no idea what it's worth. Morons.
I just like, you don't go back. But if you do for whatever reason, don't go back the next day. Like, come on.
Leave it a week, you reckon? Let it simmer and settle?
That's
ridiculous.
I can't.
Big brain strats by Ash. Yeah, someone's got to think around here. It's not these people, and they're in their 40s and late 20s. Come on, they're not kids.
Yeah, that's
selling this shit.
Way older than I thought it would be as well. I was thinking these have to be like teenagers, like between 15 and 17 or something. But no, these are people definitely old enough to know better than to steal, and if they are stealing, to know better than to go back and get the stolen goods value at the place of theft.
Yeah, it's like I'm a law-abiding citizen, but if I were to like break into something, I'll be so scared. Like, oh fuck, they're gonna get me, boys. Oh, and the idea of going back to that shop, I'm like, I'm not going back there, boys. They'll fucking get me. They'll know. They'll know. I won't even think about going back there. So just the idea that these guys did, just dumb.
Not only did they go back there the next day, they went back there to value the stuff that they stole.
And they COVID checked in when they broke in to steal the stuff.
Yeah, that's right. You can imagine that. Oh, a bit of chicken, boys.
Yes, we got to stop the spread, boys. All right, just be good about what we're stealing.
Excellent.
People have got to work here. All right.
Yeah, they find out that it's a hot spot. It's like, no, we were there at 12 o'clock at night when the shops were shut, but we were there. They may as well at that point. And it was that easy to find them. So, yeah. So, yeah. Tom, what are your furfies?
All right. Strap in.
Oh,
These
I've got
got
strapped
wild
on.
pretty quickly. All right. My first headline reads, Monkey on a mini motorbike tries to steal toddler. All right.
Yep.
I hope to God that's true, but continue.
Woman comes home to find pole dancing koala.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
Brisbane-based man starts a legal pig fighting ring.
Just the fact they're Brisbane, it's like, oh, yeah. Of course, they've got pig rings up there. No, not really.
That's
All right.
That's a very Brisbane thing to do, though. God, there's a lot to unpack there.
Isn't there?
There is a bit.
I didn't plan on it being an animal themed segment, but it just fell into place.
No,
Okay.
So I reckon. So let's start with number one. So a monkey on a motorbike. That's hilarious as it is. But it's actually trying to steal a toddler. What is that? Grab the. How's it? Does it just grab the toddler by the hand and the toddler like jumps onto the back and puts its arms around the monkey and just goes off into the distance like a nice romance movie?
It's got a sidecar.
Yeah, a sidecar. So is it like really? Because that's
Get
what I
in, we're going
imagine.
shopping.
Or is it a monkey like it just like grabs the toddler and like drags it? You know, it's a bit more graphic than we'd like to imagine. But that's what we got to do on the show. We got to get down to the nitty and gritty, and sometimes we have to have conversations we don't necessarily like having, but we need to find the furphy, Ash.
So my initial thinking, just straight off the bat, is that I'm thinking it's going to be number 2 because koalas, as we all know, are very, very, very lazy animals because they eat eucalyptus, which gives them no energy. So they wake up, they move a few meters, they eat, they shit, and they sleep. I struggle to believe that one would have been pole dancing.
National icon, Ash. Yeah.
Oh, not for much longer if they let them die.
Because yeah,
was it pole dancing?
Was it a traditional pole? Like I can't see a koala getting enough grip to get up there. It uses claws to claw into the tree, or was the pole made out of wood? Like was it a custom koala stripping pole?
It was floor to ceiling, silver pole, standard sport industry standard silver pole.
I hope that it was like a room of mirrors, so you get all the different angles of the koala. So, oh, look at that.
He had one of those tiny, like, shiny Speedos on as well.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
I don't think that's true. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with number 2.
Yeah, I'm definitely leading there as well. But I've got some questions about the illegal pig ring. Not Ash, Tom.
Yep.
So, based in Brisbane.
Yep.
Don't know.
You don't know?
All right, that's my question's done.
Based in Brisbane, yes, it's in the title. Yeah, well, there you go.
Really dug deep there. It just said Brisbane-based man, aged 53, starts a legal pig fighting ring with cousin and brother. That was the first few lines. Goes into a little bit more detail and says, after being discovered late Friday afternoon, a large gathering brought to the attention of the police. A gathering of 5 cars at the Brisbane outer suburbs house drew attention to the police. And they investigated further into the shed in the backyard, and were
there with the little honkers.
Pleasantly surprised about pigs finding pigs.
All right. Well, that's a bit rough.
Well, if that one's a furphy, you've definitely made it very elaborate.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? All right, I'm going to go number 2. Number 2.
We're working on number 2.
Number 2, it was the Brisbane-based man starts a legal pig fighting ring.
Oh, that was the Furphy.
That was the Furphy.
Oh, very elaborate.
You bastard.
I saw the clip of the monkey on the mini motorbike trying to steal the toddler, and it like speeds up, kicks off this. It's like a tiny little toy motorbike,
Like a Pee-wee 50 or something.
No, it's honestly, I think
It's
it's
smaller than that.
remote controlled.
Oh.
It's over in Indonesia. It just kicks off this bike, grabs this toddler by the hands, and just starts dragging it.
Ooh.
I knew it when you said it. I knew that if it was real, it had to be
Oh
somewhere.
my god, I'm
in
watching it.
Asia.
I'm watching it right now. That is, it drags it
It's
for
on
like,
news.
yeah, it drags it for like 5 meters and it just runs off. But it drives up to it on this tiny little bike, which looks so funny. But it's if the monkey was a bit bigger, that would be horrifying. It would just like take off like King Kong, just with this baby. Holy shit!
Swatting planes away like nobody's business.
That's a way better story than a baby, took my baby. It's just like a little monkey on a little bike took my toddler 5 meters away, but it's fine. That's a lot nicer story.
Allegedly.
I mean,
All right.
I just saw it. Just saw it with my own eyes. All right, Ash.
Yeah, I guess that brings us to my second round. All right. Headline number 1. Man takes picture of his PC's blue screen error, discovers line of code that contains the phrase, fuck you. Story number 2. Police arrest 6 people who changed Hollywood sign to read Hollyboob. And story number 3. Elvis Presley's DNA used in experiments to genetically engineer mice after his death.
Ew.
Wow. Yeah.
It's been like that, isn't it?
Where to start? Honestly, I think number 2 has to be real because from what little I understand of the way Ash's mind works, Holly Boob would have been something that he saw when he was scouring the internet and gone, yeah, that's it. That's going in.
Seems like
It has to be real.
It seems like a pretty obvious one to do too. You just want Hollywood to say Holly Boob sometimes. You're like, yeah, it's just. I don't know if like the people who did it like know someone called Holly and she has nice boobs or something like that. I don't know the full story, but maybe that's what's going on.
She has one nice boob.
One nice
Holly boob.
Holly Boob. You don't talk about the other one.
Maybe she's like the one boob chick from Kung Pao. Maybe her name.
Oh, there's a movie I have not thought about in a long time.
Yeah, I guess it's Hollywood though. It's not Hollywoods, so you're not going to fit the plural in there.
Yeah.
So they just got to work with what they have, which is very, very good. Very good for them. All I can think of is Paris for the first one. I think that's what I took out of it when I listened
Paris.
to it.
It was shocking, and I'm glad that it happened.
I swear I wasn't being racist. It was an accident. I just combined a few words that I was trying to read at once.
No, I thought you were going to say Paris, but you're saying it like with a French accent, like Paris.
Paris. No, I was just an idiot and can't read what was written down.
No, I know the feeling. But no, seriously, all I can think of is Paris. What was the first story?
Do you want me to read them again?
What was the first story again? I got such a bad memory, man.
Okay, so the second one is the police Hollyboob one. Do you want the third one as well?
Yeah, may as well at this point.
Okay, so story number 1 is man takes picture of his PC's blue screen error, discovers a line of code that contains the phrase fuck you. And story number 3, Elvis Presley's DNA used in experiments to genetically engineer mice after his death.
All right.
I think that the mice thing is real too. I don't know why and how, but someone has to have Elvis Presley's DNA. And the fact that that's a part of it
Someone
makes
has
me
to.
think that people loved Elvis. And that's all I can say. And there'll be some weird scientist that's all hooked up on like, yeah, we're gonna fix this mice and get him to like shake his hips.
Yeah. No, like this. I know, like my partner's grandmother. She loves Elvis. She goes to an Elvis Presley club. Talks to other people who love Elvis
wow.
Presley. Has like a bunch of Elvis Presley merchandise and stuff. Like, yeah.
I've got nothing against the guy.
No, I don't know.
I can't sing or dance half as good as what people think that he can.
I always get hound dog stuck in my head. You know, I'm a hound dog.
Funny enough, when you said that, I was just thinking about that song.
It's always. I think it's just always going around in my mind. That's just why I'm so crazy sometimes.
That song always makes me think of Lilo and Stitch.
I think the only two songs that I can think of that are Elvis Presley songs are Hound Dog and Blue Suede Shoes. They're the only two that I remember.
What about Love Me Tender? You know, it was that song was the song that they used for that
The Butcher's
Margaret
ad?
Street Meats. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known. I thought that was an original song.
Nah, it's Elvis Presley. Love Me Tender.
Love Me Fresh. You're the
I don't
meats
know.
that I love
I
best.
don't know that they've changed some of the words, obviously.
I don't know. He could have been singing it. Wouldn't
Actually,
have
I don't
known.
even know that the song sounds like that song does. I just know that he has a song called Love Me Tender. I'm pretty sure it is, though. But I'm probably wrong. I don't know much about Elvis either. I know more about the person than I do the music.
Yeah, he went through some shit.
He did.
He did.
Wasn't a bad egg.
He loved peanut butter and bourbon.
Don't
Sounds
we
like my
all?
kind of guy.
Yeah. All right, let's lock one in. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna lock in number one because why not?
I'm right there with you. I just
Ooh.
think that the FU blue screen code too good to be true.
Where we at, Ash?
Well, I can confirm that you're both correct again.
Oh my God, what is going on this week?
You see? Now that's a frothy fur.
That is a frothy fur. Thank you, Barman.
Okay, would you like to know about either of the other two?
We better, Ash. We better find out what's going on here, especially the
I'm
Elvis
excited
Presley.
about Holly Boob.
Yeah, we need to
All right,
find out
Holly
what this Holly Boob is.
So, the Los Angeles Police Department has arrested 6 people for allegedly altering the famous Hollywood sign to read Holly Boob. The prank occurred early Monday morning in Hollywood Hills. The 6-person group covered the letters W and D to look like the letter B by affixing what appeared to be tarps to the sign, according to NBC Los Angeles. LAPD Sergeant Leonard Calderon said participants took an officer they made... participants told an officer, they made the change to raise awareness of breast cancer. It's an interesting way to go about it. They didn't commit any permanent damage, Calderon said. 5 men and 1 woman were taken into custody on suspicion of misdemeanor trespassing, according to the Los Angeles Times. They were later issued cautions and released on their own recognizance. There's not really anything more to that one.
That's a lot nicer
Elvis
than
Presley
than
DNA.
it was than the Elmo story.
Yeah, a
turned out to be.
lot nicer than the Tickle Me Elmo one. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So I was looking at this one before. Okay, so this one has a lot of information that's not to do with the story at the top, so I've had to scroll down a bit. The mystery around the king's death has been the subject of much debate over the years, but what is lesser known is how his DNA was used after his passing. Recently resurfaced accounts from 2012 reveal how the musician's genetic material was used in an experiment to create a mouse Elvis hybrid. Artist Kobe Barhad's project, All That I Am, employed the idea of using some of the king's hair to insert his genetic code into a mouse. The artist told NBC News the purpose of the work was to raise those almost frightening issues. I don't know what that means. Kobe purchased a sample of Elvis's hair on eBay for $22 before researching 2 companies that could, in theory, sequence Elvis's DNA. He found sequencing firm Gene Track Biolabs and Ingenious Targeting Laboratory, which provides made-to-order mice.
Made to order.
That's interesting. The artist also designed several cages, which he hoped would represent the various stages of the king's life. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so some guy just wanted to have mice made into Elvis.
I like it.
Yeah, do what you got to do, man. As long as you're having fun, you're
And a
enjoying
smoothie
yourself.
Peanut butter.
Yeah,
Apparently, it was art, according to him.
sounds like it. Beautiful.
Yeah, ain't hurting anyone.
No.
It might have been hurting the mice. I don't know. They're meant to have their genetics spliced with a human.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's how we get the Ninja Turtles in real life. That's how we get our senpai.
You want
Master
It'll end
Splinter.
up being Master. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Sorry.
We'll get Master Splinter, except he'll teach them to sing and dance instead of to fight crime.
Master Splinter with some maracas. Not mother hound dog. Pardon all the time.
Named his 4 sons like Jason Derulo. Just after pop artists that came after him. Michael Jackson,
Leonard Cohen.
I'm the king of rock, baby. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Springsteen.
Hey, hey, hey. All right.
Excellent, excellent.
Let's move on to my dumb stories. So the first one is, woman thought she got baking tray from IKEA, but realised error when it melted in the oven. Man feeds son glue instead of packet milk. Explorer finds naughty boy's room and bottle of HP sauce in abandoned brothel.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All of these sound very believable to me. I hope that a dad didn't feed his son glue.
Yeah, that would be pretty rough.
I'm speaking from experience here,
Mm-hmm.
and
easy
I
to
think
feed him
that
glue.
one's highly probable.
Mm.
Sleep
You're
deprivation is
speaking
a
from
real
experience. I feed my kids glue all the time.
thing. Hey, Clag didn't do anything to them, okay? They still kept speaking, still kept breathing. It was fine.
That's all you need. Communication and breathing. The
What was
fundamentals
the
of
first
it.
one again? Sorry.
The IKEA tray
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah.
melted in the oven.
Just a riveting
That
news story.
one. Very, very believable. That one. They're all believable.
But I think I'm going to jump the gun here. We'll have a bit of a discussion, but I'm locking in number 2 now because it's so believable, and because Drew is going to be a dad soon. I think he's tried to pull a fast one on us.
But the little
Well,
sneaky,
in that
sneaky.
case,
Drink a
I'm
little
gonna
bit
go
more
with-
vodka.
I'm going to go with a different one just to increase our chances of one of us getting it, and then we can both look like idiots if we both get it wrong.
I like it.
So I think that the oven tray one is just so believable that it has to be true. So I'm going to go with number 3.
All right. So you're going the oven tray? That's what you're doing?
No, I'm going for number 3.
Oh, number 3.
Sorry.
Yep. So the abandoned brothel. All right. So we can confirm the Furphy is number 2.
Ah, you see? Now that's a frothy
That's a
fur.
frothy Furphy. Congratulations, Tom. You did not take the vodka and the beer this time. Ash Wallace's taken all that alcohol on.
The depth charge.
Tom's really getting into the psyche. He's gone full
Oh.
psychiatrist on us to work these out.
Mate. Conspiracies. All right. I've got another 3 animal-themed stories to tell you. And
Ooh.
they get better. They get better.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Go for
So
it.
headline
man.
number 1. Adelaide Airport raided by bomb squad. Finds bag containing bunny. Man fights kangaroo, escapes to hospital after losing left ear and index finger.
I believe that
And
one.
Charlie
Yep.
the dog's life saved by drinking vodka.
All right, I'm going to jump the gun this time. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with number 1 because
Ooh, you know.
the kangaroo one, very, very believable. Kangaroos are awful animals.
Vicious, filthy beasts.
Don't want to go near them in the wild.
Vicious beasts.
Number 3 also sounds very believable because I know that if you drink certain toxins, drinking alcohol actually makes your body process them. So I don't know if it works the same for a dog, but I'm just going off of the judgment that it does. So I'm going to jump the gun and go with number 1 because I didn't hear anything about that either, and I feel like I would have heard something.
Yeah, as someone who's going to Adelaide Airport in a couple of days, I hope there was no bomb squads called in, but I hope there was a bunny. So I'm a bit tired there, but yeah, I would have. I mean, I'm really bad at keeping up with the news, so I don't know if I would hear about that necessarily, but you would have thought maybe I would. But yeah, it's really believable. The kangaroos, they're bastards. I'll never try to fight one. They'll smash me. They'll get me in a headlock and just drag me across the road and punch me in the guts and chuck me in front of cars and pick me up and just smack my head in.
No, they wouldn't chuck you in front of the car. They would stand in front of the car with you because that's what they do.
There is a reason why they added Skippy into Tekken. Those things can fight.
Oh my God, could you imagine that? Just like a kangaroo in a headlock dragging onto the road. You're going to take it and a truck comes through. They're just, holy shit, they don't give a shit. They're vicious. No, you're right.
Today.
Oh no, you're so right about that. All right.
Well, I can confirm to you that the Furphy...
Did Drew pick one?
Number one.
Yeah, okay.
The Furphy's man fights kangaroo.
Oh, no. You picked one that's so believable. You got us.
I did.
He did what Drew did, but it worked.
I slung you a fast one. So the Adelaide Airport.
Shit. I'm in trouble,
Bomb
boys.
squad were called to the Adelaide Airport by people that had noticed a suspicious bag that had been left behind, only to find that people had abandoned a rabbit inside the confines of Adelaide Airport.
Was the bunny alive? Was it okay?
The bunny was fine. Completely
yeah, okay.
fine.
That's all I care about.
Oh, Jesus. Thank God for that.
Somebody had a good stew that night.
And yes, Charlie the dog's life was saved by drinking vodka because somehow he had managed to get into a bottle of antifreeze. The owner noticed quite quickly and rushed them to the vets, to which the vets quickly diffused the situation by administering vodka. And Charlie the dog had a week-long party inside the vets with the with the actual vets, neutralizing that toxin as it slowly passed through his body by consuming vodka.
I'm pretty stupid, but I know some things. I managed to work that one out before I knew what it was, so I think that's the first time I've ever done that. It'll probably be the last because I am pretty stupid.
My psychology behind making the Brisbane-based man starts a legal fighting ring was because in my second round I had another Australian capital in the name, and I was like, if I throw them a fast one in the first round, they're gonna just subtly think I've done a funny thing in the second one.
Ooh.
Honestly, the main reason I went for the bunny one was just because I thought I would have heard of that at some level if it had happened, but
It sounds
no,
ridiculous.
I guess that nobody cares about Adelaide Airport.
Well, it was on 9 News. That's how I found it. So
Oh, there you go.
All right. Well, awesome. We cracked some Furphys there, boys, and you know what, Tom? Quite often we crack some beers, we crack some Furphys, and at the end we sit here thinking, we're at the bar, we think, wouldn't it be great to have a sponsorship? Wouldn't it be great to live the high life? Just get paid, drinking beers, enjoying life.
Drinking beers.
So quite often we try to confront the Furphy rep here. And Ash, I don't know if you're gonna try and take it this week, try and get our sponsorship. But first of all, we're just gonna make sure the bloke's here. So excuse me, barman, is the Furphy rep here?
Yes, he is actually. He quite often comes in.
Oh, so he's here, guys. So let's have a bit of a plan. What are we going to talk about here to try and get this Furphy sponsorship? We tried a fair few things, and every time we get here, I'm like, I don't really know. And we might even try to get a different sponsorship one day from a different person, since the Furphy bloke, he's pretty hard on us. Up to episode 6,
He's
you know.
very hard to impress, the Furphy rep.
So what should we try and do here, Ash? I reckon try and impress him with our new co-host here, Tom. Just really try and sell the new position. Try to say, hey, look at this bloke. He's fucking fantastic. He brought some great stories to the show. He's going to just take it to the sky and back, I reckon, and just, those Furphy sales are going to go up. So you may as well sponsor us right now. Get in early while you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tom, how do you feel about that? Us selling your body for some cash.
Well, to be fair, you'd be crazy if you didn't try. Many have before you, and many have failed because I didn't feel comfortable with you two. I feel right at home. So sell away.
All right.
Arms, legs, any appendages that you need to sell, they're yours.
Yeah. All right, let's go for it, Ash. So I'll tap him on the shoulder and you take it away. So excuse me.
All right, no worries.
So excuse me, Mr. Furphy Rep. Are we able to potentially get a sponsorship from you?
All right, boys, impress me. Why should we sponsor you? Being sponsored by Furphy is a very prestigious title.
All right, Mr. Furphy Rep, let me tell you this. We have a new co-host tonight, and he goes by the name Thomas McRobert. Now, this man once saved my baby from the jaws of a wild dingo. He beat it to death with one of his guitars. It was his most prized guitar. That guitar was left in tatters by the end of it, and you can see it's been repaired, but only just. And he didn't bat an eyelid. He did what he had to do to save my baby. And then he built us a home with his bare hands. The home later caught fire, which he put out using his own tears. This man will do anything for anyone. And if anybody deserves a sponsorship, it is him. And, look, if you don't see that, then I don't know what will get through to you.
Yeah, could you imagine how many nights of tears you'll be able to drink them for? But he put them on the house. He cared about his family and friends. He did.
We know how much he loves drinking tears, but he sacrificed that to save the home that he built for us. Oh, he would just do anything and everything for anyone, this man.
Yeah, fantastic bloke. And he's also a great cook. He'll be able to maybe make some bar snacks for us. Just have him around. Just a good bloke all around. So, Mr. Furphy Rep, what do you think about that? Thomas McRobert on the show. What do you think?
Sorry, boys. We're all sponsored up this month.
Bugger.
I'll be back next month if you want to give it another go.
All right, Tom. Unfortunately, didn't sell it for him.
Impossible to impress this man.
Yeah, so Ash, what do you reckon we can do to maybe, up Tom's game? Get us that sponsorship. If Tom doesn't get it, I don't know who's going to get it for us, personally. So
we could try chloroform.
We could. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But if anyone will be asleep and he won't say anything, so that's an issue in itself.
Okay, chloroform followed by kidnapping.
Maybe a nice Elmo costume. Maybe the story we read earlier was the Furphy Rep. Maybe that was what was going on.
Could have been. That's why he's so apprehensive.
Maybe he does home tours while not being the Furphy Rep. He's got two jobs.
He heard us telling our Furphys, and he's like, God, I got to stay away from that table. They know. And then we've dragged him on over here, and he's trying to get away as fast as he can.
That's why he sounded so nervous.
Yeah.
I think the way to do it is to lure a wild kangaroo in there and then fight it off in front of him. And then if he's not impressed about that,
that's a great point.
Or we could just lie about it.
Yeah.
This is true.
Which we do. We just tell a lot of stories on the show, including that. But yeah, I wouldn't fight a kangaroo because, like I said, if I get in a headlock and it just drags me in front of a truck, that's no good.
Stands there with you.
Oh, that's hilarious. So I guess to start wrapping things up, anything else we'd like to say before we have to leave the bar, go home?
Just always happy to be here with my good friends. It was a great night at the bar, and I'm sure it will be just as good next time.
Yeah. And Tom, fantastic to have you here. What did you think of the first episode?
Oh, it's been great. It's been good here to have a chat with some blokes, blow off a bit of steam, crack a beer, and it's been good. It's been fun.
Blow some steam.
I don't mind spinning a bit of a yarn. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. Excellent stuff. I really enjoyed it as well. We'll hopefully see some more of you. Hopefully you'll come on more often.
as often as you have me until I overstay my welcome.
You'll overstay your welcome the moment that you start broadcasting your camera and there's a Tickle Me Elmo on the screen.
Don't tempt me because I know where to get one.
I mean, as long as you get your own. I think that's the moral of the story. If you want to touch Elmo,
yes.
buy your own. Don't steal a kid's. That is fucking foul.
It is.
Look, if you're not hurting anyone, no harm, no foul, but we don't need to see it.
All right,
I
everyone.
certainly don't want to see it on my baby monitor.
Absolutely not.
No, that's probably the worst place you'd want to see it. Right, well, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight, and I'll catch you next. Oh, actually, I won't. I won't see you next week. I'm on holiday for a couple of weeks. I'll see you when I'm back.
Well, farewell and good travels.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Enjoy your honeymoon. It is well earned.
Yeah, I hope so. So it's not earned, Drew. You can't go. I'm like, I've got to earn my honeymoon. I earned it. I married someone that's earning it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all. That's the only prerequisite, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
No worries.
Bit loud. Alrighty. There we are. Hello.
Excellent. 007. Oh,
Nice.
excuse me, got some pussy hair on me. I think that's my favorite line in the whole thing. Have you seen that, Drew? The Djibouti dubs thing of the sticky buddy?
No, I haven't.
Oh god, I'll send it to you. You gotta watch it. It only goes for like a minute and a half. It is so funny.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll have a look.
I'll just have to find it. So how'd you like it, Tom?
It was good.